Welcome to part 2 of our Cancun vlog. This is Jazzy.
And Rain, and this is day 4 of our trip in Cancun, and we ended up taking a trip on Cancun sailing to Isla Mujeres. And in my opinion, I would say that Isla Mujeres is more of a vacation vibe than it is Cancun, because it's something that the locals would do more so than the tourists, although we do get on that trip as well. This is where you would go and not feel like you're in a tourist trap. You're actually on an island, whether it's the south side or the north side, and it's pretty awesome.
So we just made it to Isla Mujeres and we got off the catamaran. We just parked up and docked, so we're about to eat some food with Cancun Sailing. Pretty awesome group.
And we're eating lunch at the ice bar in Isla Mujeres, which I'm not really sure what that's about, but it seems pretty cool. We also just walked past like a pedicure station with the little fish in the tank, and today might be the day if I feel up to it after lunch. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe next year you could take part in that inclusive drink situation, but I enjoyed that a lot. As you can see, people are already starting to gather and get their food on, so we're going to do the same thing, and we'll keep you posted with the rest of the day.
Me personally, I really love that this island is still in development. A lot of the structures were made by hand, and I appreciate that. That kind of shows the culture and the workmanship of Isla Mujeres.
Honestly, the buffet is not what I was expecting. I got a whole goddamn fish on my plate, and that came off the buffet. There were like 100 fish ready to be eaten. So I would highly recommend, I would highly suggest Cancun Sailing and Ice Bar in Isla Mujeres, because the food is really good. Everything I've seen there, I had to choose and pick what I was gonna get because there was so much. Look at Jazzy's plate. It's lit. So again, highly suggested Isla Mujeres and Cancun Sailing and Ice Bar Mexico. Friendly staff and everything. So it's a buffet style, super awesome. You can literally walk down the aisle and grab what you like. There's tortillas, make some tacos, mashed potatoes, rice. So, voila, to my baby. Okay, so we just had some comida.
So good, and I'm ending with 1 scoop of limon.
Honestly, that's really flavorful. I had a quick bite and I was like, whoa. Tastes very natural, like they made it on the
We're probably gonna have video of it, but they had the whole fish with the skin on and everything. So
I want to say it was mackerel, but who knows? In the video, you can tell me what it was in the comments. But it was super yum. We are now at the beach club of the Ice Bar Mexico. And we are just going to walk around and kind of relax for a bit. There's shards of lemon in the icing. And as you can see, there's bean bags. There's a bunch of, little cushion seats for the beach. Sections for everybody to kind of kick back and relax while we wait for the rest of our tour. And keep in mind, this tour is about 7.5 hours long, or 7 hours long roughly. The weather started to clear up, which is great. It was raining on the way here, but now it's kind of getting warm. The sun has started to peek out.
So nice.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the water clearing up as well. It was already super blue before we got here, but now it's getting a little bit more inviting, I should say. But yeah, there's swings everywhere. There's plenty of places where you can take some photos. Again, this is part of the inclusive package for Cancun Sailing, so I would highly suggest, if you do want to do the old snorkeling, catamaran, Isla Mujeres thing, then definitely mess with Cancun Sailing. I'm stuffed, and I haven't had a bite of food before getting here, so...
I had frosted flakes. I was hungry.
Yeah, I didn't eat anything. I was having some stomach difficulties from the previous restaurant from last night. But I would, again, highly recommend this spot for anyone who wants to come out for a day trip. Again, it's about 7 hours, and you'll get your money's worth. I think we paid, what, $170 for 2 people? That's not bad, honestly.
It's like unlimited drinks, unlimited food. Like we had 2 full-bodied fish.
And
stuffed,
then
like 5 plates.
And
no
then
lie.
Jazzy was acting like she was grabbing drinks as well. So I had about 6 drinks because they came around about 3 times for us. And I was like, yeah, I'll have another one. So I had 6 freaking tequila sunrises. And you might hear it in the slur of my speech right
and 2
now.
shots, okay?
And I had 2 shots, yeah. So I'm basically drinking for the both of us. And I'm not mad at that. It's
My
pretty
belly
good.
is bellying.
She's doing the belly thing. Loving that. Looking like a sexy MILF. MILF to be, I should say. But no, we're gonna go hit these swings over here and we're gonna see what's going on with that because we can grab some photos for, you know, the years to come.
Yes, yes.
They did mention not going on to other beach clubs. I wouldn't consider that another beach club, though there is a dock
I'm pretty
separating
sure
them.
that's another beach club.
We're pretty sure it's another beach club, but like, YOLO, B.
I'm got a YOLO.
Rock out with it. Alright, so real quick, we're about to redock the catamaran and we're about to go to another part of the island. I think we're on the south side right now. We're going to the north side. I think this is where we get 2.5 hours of time to kind of do our own
Cannot be
thing.
that long.
And 2.5?
Yeah, I
Maybe
feel
about
like-
an hour and a half, but they said 2 to 2.5 hours on the boat. I remember hearing it in Espanol. But we're going to try to rent a golf cart to see what goes on with that, so stay tuned. Alright, so we just landed in Isla Mujeres and we are about to rent a golf cart.
If we find the damn golf carts, because I keep having to pry him away from the people.
Sorry, I'm a people person. Everybody is giving us all the advice. The beach is right here. Because there's a storm pending, it's coming in about an hour and a half. They want us to be done in about an hour with our excursion and our adventuring. So we want to get into a golf cart ASAP so we can drive around south to north of the island and see some of these statues, some of these artifacts. It's been pretty lit so far, I gotta say. Again, it started off pretty rainy and we were like, yo, we don't know what it's gonna be like, but we stayed true to the plan and now we are here on the island. And we're gonna find somewhere to grab one of these golf carts because they're pretty fire. All right. We made it to the golf cart location and as you can see, they're all parked up. And a bunch of people will haggle you before you get here. It's like 7 different establishments will be like, do you want a golf cart? For 30 US. I think this one's a little bit cheaper than 30, so everybody's trying to make a little profit. But I had 8 drinks, so stay tuned.
After lunch, Rain was pretty adamant about renting a golf cart to do a little look-see around the island.
I mean, who wants to do that on foot?
Yeah, and we actually heard that it takes a little while to see everything and to get around the island on a golf cart. These things go like 15 miles per hour, so we had to floor it.
I was just going to mention how slow those things go.
It might look like it's going a little fast in this video, but it's just not. Like, you would be pushing on the gas all the way, and it wouldn't be going fast at all.
Yeah, you would feel fast if you were as drunk as I was driving it, but
I'm crying. You also have to look out for the speed bumps because going too fast, there's probably a speed bump every 100 feet, if even that much.
Which makes sense because as you can see in the video, we're driving golf carts, but you also see bicycles, you see people walking on foot, you see taxis, you see animals. So it's probably safer than not to be at the speed that we were driving. Plus, there's about 4 people per golf cart, depending on how many people you roll with. So I'm not mad at it being this speed.
Yeah, and honestly, we saw some people with like 4 people riding out, like you can see on the golf cart in front of us. They were going as slow as they were because there were just a lot of people weighing down the situation. So we were behind them for the majority of this video.
And ironically enough, those folks are from the same neighborhood that we live in Massachusetts. So small world, man. We all met up on a catamaran.
Yeah, and they stopped at a liquor store and they were handing Rain beers every time there was a stop in the middle of the road.
Shouts out to those folks for that. Thank you.
So they were contributing to his intoxication. So there was that. But it was a good time. The island itself is super local. It's super tropical. A mask mandate.
See me.
Overall, in my opinion, I really got a kick out of Isla Mujeres. If we ever come back to this area or anywhere near here where we can just take a ferry over, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to get a hotel.
Way less touristy. Plus, I'd love to try the restaurants in this area.
And explore it a little.
And the ride back from the island was pretty dope. It's about a 45-minute ride both ways, and they give you drinks the whole time. Unfortunately, Jazzy couldn't take part in that, so I drank for the both of us. And as you can see, my mask kind of slipped because of that, and I was barefoot.
And Rain needed supervision, as you guys can see.
Honestly, everybody on that side of the boat needed supervision. I was pretty fine, and someone's grandmother danced with me at that point. And
She came and asked permission, and I was like, sis, take him.
I'm just glad we don't have that footage. Or I don't have that footage, rather. But shouts out to all the cool people on the catamaran, and shouts out to Cancun Sailing, because even with the choppy weather at the beginning of our trip, we all had an amazing time. And I don't even remember the ride back to the hotel. I assume that this catamaran drove me straight to my bed.
Yeah, no, it absolutely did not. We went back to the dock where we caught the catamaran and hopped in a whole taxi that probably took us a firm 25 minutes to the hotel, where he got in the bed and didn't move for the duration of the day.
Cool story, bro. I don't remember any of that. If anything, I was as lit as that guy in his shorts. And he, let's just say, was pretty fucking lit.
Stop, bro. Follow me on Instagram. He is a whole vibe. Watch him twerk right here. Going in. Needless to say, we woke up the next morning and investigated COVID tests.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
So right before we try to have one last chill day, we're heading to this testing facility right now by Playa Delfines, sorry. We're gonna just quickly do these tests. Although we already did our self-tests from the kits that we purchased, we just want to be safe and make sure that we're taking all the necessary steps, so when we do get to the airport, we don't have
Just
any
in
issues.
case, because they might be like, no, you need a PCR, so we want to make sure we're taking the right tests and have all the right tests available,
Yep.
so
And
they don't deny us a flight.
the spot's right ahead there, so we're gonna zoom right over. So here's one of the stations here.
Right on the beach.
It's literally right on the beach, and they do all the testing there. See, the pricing is, I would say, semi-reasonable.
What we just took in the hotel room was the antigen test, and they're charging $30 for that. And then for the tests that we will need in 12 to 16 hours is $90 US or 1,700 Mexican. Which, do we have that?
Mexican? Maybe.
Peso.
We can double check.
I'm just like, is the $90 an upcharge or is it equivalent?
It's about the same almost. We can double check.
You need info?
Yeah.
Where are you traveling back?
Tomorrow.
To the US?
Yes.
Okay. For the US, you can do either test. They accept either one.
Okay.
Meanwhile, they didn't check our COVID test on the way to Mexico nor on the way back.
Truth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Alright, so I'm loving, is it still going?
Yeah.
I'm loving this information he just gave us. So basically he said it doesn't matter what airline you're flying with. It just matters or depends where you're flying back to. We told him we're going back to America. And he said they accept both the antigen and the PCR. So we just took an antigen that we brought with us. We actually brought like 6 because I'm ridiculous. But we just took the antigen. I'll probably have us take another one in the morning just to be safe because we have it.
Yep.
But we're good.
We're lit. Alright, let's see if this line is short for the Cancun sign that we said we were not gonna take any photos in front of, but today is Tuesday. It looks like it's super chill out here, and maybe there's an opportunity for us to capture a quick split and maybe some 360 footage around it as well.
Stay tuned.
Ready. Okay, it's the last night in paradise for now, but we're going to be heading to a restaurant to have a little bit of dinner. Today was a super chill day. We just laid out by the pool and we decided that we'll do something now.
But no, we're going to a restaurant called Sonora, and it's like
Sonora Grill,
and it's like 5 miles from here. Really good reviews. There's one questionable video on YouTube, but we
won't talk about that
video.
video.
Like we didn't see it, and we're gonna, go out there optimistic and see what comes up, see what happens.
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, taste no evil.
Good.
Stay tuned.
All right, here we are. We made it. Sonora Grill. We are hungry too. This might be the last big meal before we switch back to hardcore veganism, so we're finna go in. Very nice. To be honest, Sonora Grill was probably the best restaurant that we've seen on La Isla. Shouts out to our cab driver who suggested it, or I think it was a YouTube video. Either way, shout out to whoever suggested it, because probably the best spot we've eaten at the whole trip outside of KM19. Very professional, great food, great drinks, not too crowded. The price point was, in terms of dollar amounts, I would say $3 amounts out of 5. So you're not paying too much bread for what you are eating, but you're eating like kings.
It's called a monkey something, and I just forget the name, but I'm gonna give you guys the proper name.
There was also a really huge selection, which I got a kick out of. I feel like I ate a lot of Mexican cuisine, and I enjoyed that this was a little bit elevated. They had pasta and seafood, steaks obviously, but really good sides, and they killed it. Service was also amazing.
Yeah, man, bro was going in. Dude was grating cheese for her. He was pulling out the bone out of her short rib pasta. I was like, dude, are you gonna help me cut my steak? He looked at me like I was crazy. But you know what? I had a great night, and I'm really happy with the service. I know that Jazzy could not pull that bone out on her own.
This man was giving what needed to be gave, okay?
You know what? I'm not mad at it. Honestly, again, we ate like kings. Me, look at me. I'm looking like a foolie over here, just waiting for him to cut my steak. He never cut my steak. But I'm glad that he did what he did, because that's the type of service you want when you go to a high-end restaurant. And honestly, they did not fail at anything.
So I ended up getting the spaghetti con costilla, which is short rib pasta in Spanish, I believe.
I ended up getting a New York strip steak, which was perfectly cooked because I cooked it. They actually bring it out on a hot stone.
Oh, and he got these truffle potatoes that I was eating as if it were what I ordered.
And the dessert game was impeccable. And because it was a baby moon, they were also aware of that. Thank you, Jazzy. They actually celebrated that with us, which is pretty awesome.
It was a good time.
Alright, so we are wrapping up, and the food was bomb.
So good. I literally am waddling around.
So good. Thank you. So good. Thank you, sir. The food was A+. Thank you, guys. The food was so bomb. We are back out. You too. Thank you. We are wrapping it up from Sonora Grill.
Down. A little chill. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yep, and if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know how you feel and where you would like to see us next. Thanks for watching.
Later.